Hey, who's in here? Is there anyone in here? Okay.
Hang on, come here. Come here, honey.
What happens when everyday objects turn into instruments of murder? A garden tool, a stiletto heel, an umbrella. Ordinary things you'd never suspect until they're used to kill.
And when they put all these factors together, an umbrella became the likely solution. It's the one they selected.
Prepare to be shocked, unsettled, and a little morbidly fascinated as we dig into the weirdest murder weapons of all time. Some murders are shocking for their brutality, others for their sheer imagination. This one manages both. James Harris didn't just kill James Garrity, he tortured him. After shooting Garrity in the stomach, Harris kept him alive for 2 agonizing days. What followed was something out of a nightmare. When Harris finally decided to end it, he didn't reach for a blade or a gun. Instead, he used a guitar string. Thin, sharp, and under tension, a guitar string can slice like a wire when pulled tight. Harris looped it around Garrity's neck and, with horrifying precision, decapitated him. Investigators later learned from Harris's girlfriend that he kept the head at the crime scene for weeks, reportedly as part of some ritual that was never fully explained. The act shocked even seasoned detectives, not just for its violence, but for its symbolism. An instrument meant to create music, harmony, and expression turned into a device of unimaginable cruelty. A guitar string, delicate enough to play a lullaby, had become a weapon of silence.
The incident became legendary because of the murder weapon. It's one of the strangest tales of the Cold War, peppered with poisons, political intrigue.
Few murder weapons blend elegance and lethality quite like this one. An umbrella straight out of a spy novel.
At what point would you make the attack? Would you do it when he's getting out of a car? Would you doing it when he's walking up steps, which would be extremely difficult? Or would you do it when he's standing at a bus stop?
In 1978, Bulgarian dissident Georgy Markov was walking across London Bridge when he felt a sharp sting in his leg. He turned to see a well-dressed man picking up an umbrella he'd just dropped. Markov thought little of it and went on with his day. By that evening, he was dead. What seemed like a mundane accident turned out to be one of the Cold War's most chilling assassinations.
The Bulgarians on their own were not technically capable of manufacturing this lethal toxin. The finger of suspicion was now pointing at Bulgaria's big brother, the Soviet Union.
Hidden in the umbrella's tip was a tiny pellet filled with ricin, a toxin so lethal that even a pinhead amount can shut down the body's organs. The attack was timed perfectly. It happened on the birthday of Todor Zhivkov, Bulgaria's communist leader, whom Markov had publicly criticized for years. British investigators later confirmed that the umbrella had been modified with a pneumatic mechanism, a real-life gadget worthy of Q from James Bond. The killer was never caught, but the weapon became infamous, the Bulgarian umbrella. A tool for shade and rain turned into one of history's most ingenious instruments of death. Such weapon that turns fashion into fatality, a stiletto heel. In 2013, Ana Lilia Trujillo and her partner Alf Stefan Andersson argued late into the night. What began as a domestic quarrel spiraled until the pair were shouting, bottles crashed, and reason left the room.
What is your emergency, ma'am?
He started attacking me so this time I hit him with my shoe and he's bleeding.
Trujillo, intoxicated and enraged, grabbed the 5.5-inch stiletto from her shoe and used the narrow spike as a weapon. She stabbed Anderson 25 times in the head. Medical testimony later described wounds consistent with repeated sharp force trauma from a pointed implement. Trujillo claimed self-defense, but jurors rejected that story.
Breathing in it. And the more I couldn't breathe, like I was losing consciousness. But then, yeah, he did hit me. He started, like with one hand he got me and then he started hitting me and I was telling him.
The court viewed the attack as sustained and deliberate, not a single desperate move, and she was convicted of homicide. The stiletto, designed to elevate, to puncture the dance floor, not a person, became the instrument of a violent, avoidable death. It's a grim reminder that ordinary objects can be repurposed in moments of rage, and that alcohol and anger create dangerous combinations. "I never thought a shoe could do this," a neighbor later said, but the shocking detail isn't the tool so much as the choice to use it. A bizarre case, one that turns a game of strategy into a deadly battle. According to a 14th century Viking legend, two Norsemen named Faber and Souden sat down for what was supposed to be a friendly game of chess. But this wasn't your average wooden set from a gift shop. Their board was carved from solid stone, and each piece was hefty enough to dent a skull. The story goes that the match started calmly, thoughtful moves, measured silences, until pride crept in. The air thickened, voices rose, and soon the game became a test of ego. Faber made a move Souden didn't like. Insults followed, and then came the first thrown piece. In moments, the game board itself turned from battlefield to murder weapon. Souden, blinded by fury, grabbed the stone board and struck Faber across the head, ending the match and his life in one brutal swing. Some weapons are terrifying because of their design, others because of their absurdity. When Richard Clare escaped from a Hertfordshire rehab center in the early 2000s, freedom wasn't enough. He wanted money. He tracked down an old acquaintance, Timothy McGee, a disabled man who refused to hand any over. What happened next reads like black comedy if it weren't so tragic. Clare, in a fit of frustration, grabbed the nearest object, a simple dessert spoon, and struck McGee on the head. It sounds impossible. A spoon? Not even a knife or fork, just the rounded, harmless utensil we use for pudding. But the blow ruptured an artery at the back of McGee's skull, causing fatal bleeding within minutes. Clare fled but was soon caught and convicted of manslaughter. The case stunned investigators and became a grim reminder that intent, not the tool, defines a weapon. In Clare's hands, a spoon became an instrument of death. So the next time you reach for dessert, remember, even the gentlest things can turn deadly when mixed with anger and desperation. Some murder weapons leave investigators baffled, others just leave them speechless. In 2010, Louisiana police were called to a grisly scene. A man beaten to death, not with a bat, a pipe, or a fist, but with a prosthetic leg. The attacker, his girlfriend, Deborah Hewitt. And yes, it was her leg.
I'm keeping him alive.
Okay, is he not breathing?
Barely. Hey, one of us. Okay.
Witnesses later told officers that during a heated argument, Hewitt detached her own prosthesis, balanced on the other, and swung it again and again until her boyfriend lay motionless. Locals knew her by an unsettling nickname, Angel. After that night, the name took on a darker meaning as tabloids dubbed her the Angel of Death. Investigators said the attack showed a mix of rage and grim resourcefulness. When most people would look for an object nearby, she literally turned part of herself into a weapon. It's a story that hovers between tragedy and the surreal. Proof that when fury overrides reason, even something meant to restore life's normal rhythm can become the means to end it. Some Hollywood stories fade quietly. Others end in scandal so lurid, it overshadows the fame that came before. Ramon Navarro was one of the great stars of the silent era, Mexico's answer to Rudolph Valentino, whose charm and beauty made him a matinee idol of the 1920s. But by the late 1960s, his stardom had dimmed. In an era still hostile to his sexuality, Navarro lived cautiously, his private life hidden behind locked doors and heavy curtains. On Halloween night, 1968, he invited two brothers, Paul and Tom Ferguson, to his Los Angeles home. They weren't there for companionship. They'd heard rumors that Navarro kept thousands of dollars hidden in the house. When he refused to tell them where it was, the night turned brutal. In a grotesque twist, the brothers grabbed what was said to be a lead Art Deco dildo, a gift from Valentino himself, and used it to torture and kill him. However, that infamous detail remains a myth, unsupported by evidence. The real horror lay in the senseless cruelty of the attack itself. It was a killing both senseless and symbolic. Hollywood glamour turned into grotesque irony, a relic of love weaponized into tragedy. Ramon Navarro's end remains one of Tinseltown's darkest legends. We've just walked through a gallery of everyday objects turned lethal, reminders that danger can hide in the most familiar corners. Which weapon shocked you the most, and why do ordinary things become tools of extraordinary violence? If you liked this deep dive, hit like, tell us in the comments which case you want a full episode on, and subscribe so you don't miss the next strange chapter from the darker side of the everyday. We'll be back with more bizarre true crime stories and the surprising objects behind them. Thank you for watching.